Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, station that leaves no listener behind. NBC News, CNBC News, NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, and more. Why so many places? Well, Lord knows you got a lot of places to tune into to hear the headlines, which will leave you with 4 A's: afraid, aggravated, angry, and anxious. That was my new one I came up with on Monday. And we want AAA, not quadruple A. And so I decided 704 consecutive weeks ago that I wanted a show about hope and happiness that did not talk about the Kardashians, did not talk about gossip, did not talk about the headlines, because I want you to wake up in the most positive way possible. And so they said I wouldn't last a year. 13 and a half years, 13 and 3/4 years later, I'm still here. And I not only have great guests and great topics, I have great co-hosts. And today is Wednesday because I have the fabulous Dr. Tiffanie Tate in studio for my very special series called Is in the House with myself and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
She's a U.S. Navy veteran, published author, and retired OBGyn from Compton, California. She took something that was not planned and not fun, an accident that left her not able to practice, but she's a great example of pivoting and also to grab life by the assets. And so she does playwriting, singing, poetry, songwriting, and more. Great children's book she has. And now she's also thrown her hat in the ring, which you'll hear about in halftime. So welcome back to my studio, Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
Always a pleasure to be here, and happy Wednesday, y'all.
And happy Wednesday to you, and happy Wednesday and 14 years almost to Z Queen. She's in the house. She's running the Cashew Gallery chat. She's the captain this morning for checking in first. And we just love it when we have volunteers come and play along with us, especially when Dr. Tiffany picks interesting topics, which we'll get to. But before we do that, y'all know the drill. We have breakfast together. And what that means is we're going to take a bite out of my gratitude sandwich. Top of the bun, we look outside of ourselves to see what we're grateful for. Bottom of the bun, we look inside of ourselves, modeling for you what you're going to do before you go to bed tonight. Not that, but you're going to appreciate what you have inside of yourself. What do you like about yourself? And that's how we start every show these past, I believe, 3 years. I lost count, having breakfast in the morning. So, Dr. Tiffany, what are you grateful for?
I am grateful because I am a Rotarian. Do you know what a Rotarian is?
Is that rotisserie? You go around and you get baked?
That is not. I am a member of the Rotary Club, and I had the opportunity to go to March Air Force Base and serve my fellow veterans and their families. So I'm a member of Riverside Sunrise Rotary Club. And
Hmm.
this weekend, I had the opportunity to do that on Saturday morning. So I enjoyed that.
Awesome. One of my very first speaking gigs was at the Anaheim uh, Stadium, I guess.
Mhm.
No, the Angels Stadium, the Rotary. There's a group, Rotary group that meets there, and that was one of my very first talking things. We're talking decades ago. So, yay for Rotary Club. I love, you know, those are the kinds of places that we can talk about that are positive things in
Mhm.
life, instead of talking about all the quadruple A making things. I am super grateful that the Dodgers won after 18 forking innings the other day. I'm grateful that we get another chance tonight to undo what was done last night. I do have my Dodger blue on. You see the microphone is also, and I'm super grateful to my bonus dad, Marty, and my co-host of one of my Straight Talk co-host James Hawthorne for really turning me on to the Dodgers, and I love them primarily because they are such a great valuing
Mhm.
diversity organization. So I'm grateful for the Dodgers. Hold on.
Yes,
Gotta
go Dodgers, go Dodgers.
Yeah, go blue, go blue, go blue. What else are you grateful for?
I had a busy weekend. This was Women's Day at my church, and we had the Women's Day choir. So I had the opportunity to sing with the choir, and I enjoyed that as well. So I was happy for that.
Yeah. I am grateful that I got invited um to a invite only event on Sunday. It's In a Perfect World. Manuela Testolini, who I've gotten to interview on one carpet somewhere, her husband Eric Benet, and Eric Benet's ex-wife Halle Berry. And so when I met, it was like one of those okay, because that's quite visible red carpet interview I've done. But she is amazing. She's been doing philanthropy for a long time. In fact, she first got into it when she met her ex-husband, Prince, and she's continued his work and her own philanthropy. And they've asked me to include the audiobook copy of my best-selling book as well as my children's book, Mommy What Are Feelings. So I'm going to be in the swag bag. They're honoring Samuel Jackson and his wife for his philanthropic work as well as Magic Johnson. So that's going to be fun on Sunday at the Four Seasons Beverly Hills.
Well, that is just absolutely fabulous.
Thank
Uh,
you.
and
One
I
more.
I'm grateful that I also had an opportunity to go and attend the 60th missionary, I guess, support. One of our pastors who attends our church, he has been in the ministry for 60 years. I know, right? 60 years. So he's been serving faithfully. And so there was a celebration service for him. So after singing in the choir, um, I also went to the Association of Black Women Physicians scholarship banquet. And after that, I went to his 60th celebration. So I had a very busy Sunday.
It sounds like it. And my last gratitude, there's so many, but I'll sneak in my first time LA Fashion Week, thanks to Beata. J Collection. I got to model her. I was her celebrity model. And then I just found out this morning that I went from fourth last place on the Mahjong ladder, Taiwan style. Y'all know I won the Hong Kong belt, but the Taiwan style, I went from fourth last out of 34 people. I am now in first place. That's halfway through the tournament. We have 4 more tournament rounds to do, but I'm going to give myself a little love. primarily because it has made the blood, I call it my hashtag blood clot silver lining, because certainly the loss of flying and sailboat racing left a giant hole. And I'm so grateful to the LA Mahjong community for embracing me, a virtual stranger. I literally just got involved. Some of them are not happy that I took the belt for Hong Kong. I would like the Taiwan too. Don't get me wrong, but most of all, the way that they've all embraced me into their community.
Well, no one wants to be a loser, so I can't be mad at them for being mad at you.
I know. I'm just a tad competitive, wouldn't you say? I think I'm on par with you. So it's not whether you win or lose, it's whether I win or lose. Yes, that's one of my favorite sayings. All right. And let's go to the bottom of the bun, which is, oh, she's loving you. What do you like about yourself? And it's really interesting. When I was interviewed in the Philippines by the Philippine Oprah, Karen Davila, and she asked me what was the biggest dis-ease that people were going through, and I said that they hate themselves. And she went, "Oh, I think you're over exaggerating." And this was on the number one show on the number one TV station, ABS-CBN. So I had to back my assets up, and I said, well, I know it's a strong word, but before I go to bed, I used to beat myself up. I didn't get this done. I should have done that. I get 99 compliments and I'm focused on the one insult. And she goes, "Oh, you're right, Dr. Marissa. You're absolutely right. We're the hardest on ourselves than anyone else." And that, my friends, has to stop, because frankly, my dear, if you can't approve of yourself, how the fork do you expect anyone else to? So that's why we do the bottom of the bun. What do you like about yourself, so you can go to bed easily and fall asleep instead of be kept awake by who done me wrong and what have I done me wrong? What do you like about yourself?
Absolutely. And when you said go to bed, because I did so much running this weekend, I actually had to take a nap on Saturday between events, because I knew I really need a chauffeur. And if you want to volunteer, message me. And I really mean volunteer, because I don't want to pay you. I want a volunteer chauffeur.
There we go.
And so I like the fact that I know when to say when, because on Saturday there was so many activities on my slate, and some of the things I purchased tickets for, and I had to say, okay, this is going to be a donation, because I need to take a nap so that I can stay out that night and support people.
Yeah, I was telling, since October 10th, I've had 15 events. And I think in the last 5 days, last week, I had 8 hours in 5 days. So I was falling asleep. Well, I had a good night's sleep last night, but guess what I did this morning with my coffee? I'll have to send you the video. I took my mug and I put it upside down. So when the Keurig went, thank God for that splash thing on the bottom. You can't get coffee in your cup if you're not turning it upside up.
Well, they say that when you're tired and you drive, it's equivalent to driving drunk. And
worse.
That's why I said I have to take a nap if I'm going to be driving myself, especially at night, because not only do I not want to hurt myself, I don't want to hurt someone else on the road.
For sure.
So it was imperative for me to take a nap if I'm going to be driving.
Yes, absolutely. I've never been a napper, but because I've been so tired, I literally be talking to someone and I'm like, I was falling asleep at a bar watching the Dodgers when we kept going and going. Anyways, I appreciate that I love new things. I love learning new things. I'm great. I appreciate that I don't think I know it all. That wasn't I've always known I don't know it all, but I would pretend to know it all because when I grew up, if I didn't know the right answer, I was punished. And I'm really, really appreciative that I'm not there anymore. And it's not fun to say I don't know, but now, especially when it comes to the news, I love it when I say no. I don't know what's going on, and I don't want to know what's going on unless it's a good thing. So I appreciate my ability to not show off. I
Yeah,
think that's what it is.
I think that's very important because a lot of times we can get lost in all of the chaos. And I appreciate the fact that I am willing to give up my time to support people because some people will just use words, but I believe that actions speak more than words
There's
because
a saying about that.
yes, lip service is just that. It's lip service. And people can say I love you and people can say I support you, but it's how you show up and it's what you do. And if you don't put actions behind those things, that speaks volumes about the sincerity of those words.
Yep. Last one for me is I appreciate my ability to find something funny like pretty much every hour, maybe even every minute, because laughter is my favorite sound in life. And that is it for breakfast with Dr. Marissa. And
Dr. Tiffany Tate.
I would love it if you continue to join me every weekday morning so you can create a good life habit called taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. But in the meantime, you can do that with your mates or wherever you are. There's nothing like a spoonful of gratitude that will make your blues go away. Thanks for joining us for breakfast. And now for the topic of the day.
Yeah.
I got something new. I literally dropped my bell and it broke, and I haven't had time to go on YouTube to figure out how to put it together. And in that, I found new sound effects I didn't even know I had on my panel on the board. So I like the gong.
The
What's
gong
the
is
top-
good. It reminds
You
me of the
like the
gong
gong?
show. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A
I
little
forgot
retro.
about that.
Yeah, a little
Who
bit
did that?
retro. It was called the Gong Show.
I know, but who hit the
Yeah.
gong? Do you
Uh,
remember?
I think it was somebody backstage. I don't think they were on stage.
Oh, I thought somebody came. Oh, my big
Mm.
brother hits the gong before service on Sundays at Agape. So there you
Oh.
go. Dr. Tiffany, what is the topic of the day?
It is petty versus power. And we're going to unpack the battles between ego and influence, shade and strength, clapbacks and control.
Woo! That's like a rap right there. Dr. Tiffany just did a rap right there. Do that again. Do that again. I like that.
I said
Wait.
ego
I'm gonna
and
do that.
influence. You ready?
Yeah.
Ego and influence, shade and strength, clapbacks and control.
Woo! You heard it here first. We're making that into a rap song.
Yeah, we're having a little bit of fun this morning.
Yes, just a little. I definitely got up on the fun side of the bed this morning alone. TMI. Anyways, we are going to talk about that. And I'm glad that I sort of got it right in the promo. I never want to ask her exactly what it is because then, my live show is pre, and I don't like pre. So another P word I don't like. So so why are we talking about this multi-pronged topic?
Well, sometimes it feels good to be petty, and sometimes it feels good to be powerful. So I have seen, especially on social media, a lot of situations with friends as well as with family, this issue come up. And I felt that this was a good time to address it. And it was interesting when I looked at the statistics because 97% of people are petty.
Ooh, ooh. We're the
America.
3%. Is that what you're saying?
Oh no, I'm part of the 97. We have a little we have some work to do, America. But I think it's okay because since 97% of us are petty, I think it's okay. So the question is, when should you be petty and when should you take the high road? So there is a time and a place to be petty, and there is a time and a place to be powerful. And the question is, what is petty and what is power? Because a lot of times people will throw around the term petty, and maybe
Especially
we're not
Tom Petty.
right. And so let's just be real. Being petty feels good sometimes. You feel vindicated, and but sometimes it can cost you a lot, and sometimes it can cost you everything. So, what is petty and what is power? Petty is a emotional response, and it's about small victories. It really is because you feel vindicated, you feel good. And power is more strategic and it's about the long game. Have you ever looked at it that way, Doc?
Yeah, well, the word I'm doing the story for us
Okay.
for
All right.
social.
Well,
So
I'll
I'm actually listening. But
okay.
yeah, well, the word petty, right, is little, right? That's the definition, the original definition. I think if something is
Hmm.
petty, it's small, right?
Hmm.
And it's funny, I was just interviewed on a podcast for the what's it, Gen Zs,
Hmm.
and we were talking about the difference in the way that mental health was treated by baby boomers versus Gen Zs. And we've kind of like gone from one extreme, don't talk about it at all, to let's talk about it all the time. Right. And so he acknowledged that there were some petty things that were just over dramatized. So I said, INTBOAD. That's the solution. It's not that big of a deal, right?
Hmm.
Well, you put an F in there somewhere in there, but yeah, that's the petty and power. Yeah. When you take something petty and blow it out of proportion, there is some level of power with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the issue with petty is that it's difficult to measure because it's subjective behavior rather than something a concrete trait or a universal definition. And so here's an example of a text that you might receive from somebody. Hope your little project is doing well. Now, some people just said, I hope your project is doing well. But since
Little.
that little, you're like, oh wait, why did they call my project little? And while power is building your own project so big that they're calling you for help. And so when you are focused on that, you can be like, do I want their help? Do I need their help? Or if your coworker steals your idea and owns it as their own. So sometimes there can be power conflicts um, and overshadowing. And so when celebrities clap back at other celebrities online, it's petty. but it's also setting boundaries. So you can see different things. So, can pettiness ever be a form of empowerment?
That's a little stretch. Tell me about that.
So, you can look at what happened with Taylor Swift. Um, how with her masters, when she was trying to get her masters back. Remember that situation?
Nope. That's definitely out of my realm
Okay.
of paying attention.
Well, yes.
Good
So,
morning, Terry.
good morning, Terry. And she was trying to get her masters back. And so
What do you mean?
basically,
She got her master's taken away, or?
yes, she didn't own the rights to her music. And so
Oh, that
she
master's. I'm thinking master's education degree. Okay,
no,
so
no, no.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
she
so she what about re-releasing the music so that she can get it back? And so it was kind of a big public thing, and they were going back and forth, and it was a big issue. But she eventually won over because she had to re-release her music. But it was a big back and forth, and it was a form of empowerment. Then you look at what happened with Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Him releasing, they had a big beef musically
Oh, that
going
one
back
I
and
know about
forth.
because my daughter and her boyfriend explained that one to me. So that one I actually know about.
Yes, so that
Okay.
was definitely a form of pettiness, but empowerment, for which Kendrick Lamar won all kind of awards. So that
Mhm.
was definitely a form of empowerment. And so my kids would say, when they go low, I go Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, how funny.
Not I go low, I go lower. No, I go Kendrick Lamar, because not only did he go low, he went like super high and won all these awards. And so that was definitely a form of empowerment.
So I don't know though that I guess some people would call their fight back as petty, but those two examples to me don't sound like her losing her masters. That's not a petty thing. So help me understand how that's
Because
using it to empower.
it was a public feud,
Uh-huh.
and he was trying to pull her down, and he was trying to exert power over her.
Okay.
So this was that power dynamic.
Okay. So it was not necessarily petty. The
Yes,
comments weren't petty. They were
yes,
a power move.
yes.
Okay. Okay. That helps.
Hmm.
So,
This is
okay.
more the power
Okay.
dynamic.
Got it. Got
And
it.
the
Got it.
Kendrick
So what
Lamar,
may look petty was actually power and empowering. Okay. 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 Now that totally makes sense now. Thank you.
mhm, yes.
Sometimes you have to exert pushback maybe, or
Mhm.
a power move to right the injustice. How did she lose her masters in the first place?
Because a lot of times the contract that you sign, number one, when she came out, I think she was a teenager, she was young, and I think they took advantage of that.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of times that happens with artists,
Yeah.
and especially new artists. So you have to be cognizant of those type of traps, essentially.
Billy Joel had that happen to him too. I watched the Netflix Billy Joel thing, which was really good. And that happened to him too.
Mhm.
So on one hand, it's not fair. On the other hand, hey, he was the only one that believed in him enough to publish him. And that was the price of publishing him, taking a risk. So I get it. I understand both sides. And before I forget, if did you watch the Jane Goodall? You have to watch the Jane Goodall on Netflix. I'm telling
Mhm.
everybody. Uh just please watch it. I'm gonna do we'll talk about it on Monday on my mental health matters Mondays. But if you want to feel uplifted, watch it. Not just because of her talking to the monkeys, has nothing to do with that. So please, that's your homework for the weekend. You too, you too, Dr. Tiffany. All right. So keep going.
And so, and at work, so petty would be CCing your boss on a snarky email accidentally.
Mm-hmm. Hashtag
so,
accidentally, not accidentally.
Right. And so, empower is just like documenting your wins, building alliances, and letting your results speak for themselves. So not doing the back and forth. And I always tell my kids, the places I'm going this year is not back and forth. So if somebody has an issue, it's their issue, not mine.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's that. What you think of me is none of my business.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I think that's the best thing you can do for yourself is, are you good with you? And then if you're good with you, then it really doesn't matter if someone else is good with you or not. If you're not good with you is when you rely too much on what others are good or not with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's that African American saying, my favorite one. When there is no enemy within, no one outside can hurt you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I just looked at the time. It is time to take a break for news, weather, and traffic here on this show that's been on for 704 consecutive weeks. But who's counting? We need traffic, weather, and a word from our sponsor. We'll be right back. Do not go away. Do not go away. No Krispy Kreme. We'll be back in 2 and 2. Peace in, peace out.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
Hello, my name is Dr. Tiffanie Tate, and I am an American running for the United States House of Representatives in California's 41st District. Yes, I am a Democrat, but I am a veteran officer of the United States Navy. I served as a general medical officer with the Seabees. As a physician, I understand healthcare. I served in rural areas, academic areas, private practice. There are only 21 physicians in Congress. They need more physicians to caucus and help make policy for you. I know comfort sounds good because you're used to regular, everyday politicians. But right now, that's what got us in the mess we're in. We need a change. Let me be that change for you. Visit my website at Dr. Tate for Congress. That is DrTateForCongress.com. Learn more about me and help me help you. Consider making a donation to my campaign. Again, my name is Dr. Tiffanie Tate, and I approve this message.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pei's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it! Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at the things that are wrong. Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it.
back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, NBC News Radio, the station that leaves no listener behind. Home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course my YouTube TV channel, which houses all 1,506 podcast shows. I was doing them before they called them podcasts. And I'm so grateful that we are now past the 4.2 impression mark. Shocking how quickly that went. 3.9 million not that long ago. So something's going on. We're ramping up, and I'm so grateful because it means that good news is catchy, positive news is catchy, meaningful topics instead of talking about other people who really don't factor into your life. And that's what this show is about. And as you can tell from who's in studio today, it's time for my popular Wednesday Hump Day series called Doctors in the House with myself and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
Welcome back, Dr. Tiffany. And we have some new people in our cashew gallery. Welcome to Ernestine Harris Warren and Terry Retta. Welcome to. She came up earlier and accidentally. Thank you. I love playing with words. And yes, thank you, Ernestine, Terry, and Z Queen for being active in the Cashew Gallery.
Yes, good morning, my sisters.
Yes, your sorority sisters.
Yes.
And the topic of the day is
Petty versus power. So now is the meat. When have you been petty, and when have you been powerful? It's confession time.
You go first. I have to think about it.
Okay.
I don't think it applies, but we'll see. You go first.
I'm sure you've gone full powerful or full petty.
Powerful is good.
Yes,
I don't want to admit to anything petty. I think I was petty once.
Oh, once. Oh, Dr.
Just like I've only lied once.
Okay, we're gonna get back. Our phones and computers are gonna blow up.
Lightning striking.
You may have said, "Oh, you look really cute in that outfit," thinking, "Oh, you may not look real cute in that outfit."
Well, is the comment, "You're not wearing that, are you?" Is that petty?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I've said that.
Yeah. So
okay, I admit to it. That's why I have a new rule. I don't give advice unless I'm being paid for it.
Yes. So I will say I've been
when
petty.
Have you been petty?
T.
Huh?
I have been petty with Mom T. She's not on. She should be on.
Okay. How dare you be petty to Mom T? She's my love. Okay, what'd you do?
So yeah, she's been too spoiled by me. So sometimes I'm petty with her all the time. So I have to pick a petty point. Pick a petty point. So sometimes I will wake her up just to wake her up on my way home because I want somebody to talk to keep me awake.
Is that petty?
Yes, because I could call other people.
Okay.
I want to talk to her.
Okay.
So
knowing she's trying to get some sleep, is that what it is?
She's retired.
Oh, okay.
I make her talk to me. I make her tell me jokes. I make her make me laugh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that petty.
You wouldn't call that petty?
No. I mean, unless like petty to me would be, she's sleeping and like she's like enjoying her nap and you call her just to wake her up. That's petty.
Okay. Well, no, I don't call her just to wake her up. I call her to annoy her more so.
Okay, that may
He's
be
my
petty then.
he's my
If you
entertainment.
know you're doing it and she's going to be annoyed, that's petty.
Well, she's usually entertained by it. So it's called mutual entertainment. So,
So it's a temporary state of piss-offedness followed
absolutely.
by enjoyment.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, that's level 1 petty.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
minor pettiness.
Minor pettiness. Major
Mhm.
pettiness is that CCing that you mentioned earlier,
Yes.
where, the boss may not know something and then you CC them on something. Oh, when you didn't get that back to me, it cost us blah, blah, blah. That's very petty
Mhm.
for sure. For sure. I've not done that. I know for a fact that I have not been petty at.
Mhm.
I have been petty by commenting to I got a question for you. If I put deodorant on someone's desk, is that petty?
Yes, but it's also helpful.
That's my
But it's
point.
still
I
but
don't
it's
think it's
still
petty.
petty. It's
It's
still
not
petty.
petty. I don't think it's petty. I think it's helpful.
Cashew gallery, you can participate. If she puts deodorant on
We're
someone's
voting on
desk,
my
is it petty?
level of
You can put yes or no. I think it's petty,
I don't think it's
because the
petty. I think it's
person is gonna
helpful.
be offended,
Because
and
there's just some things that you don't want to say out loud, right? I'm just saying. Like, what's worse, saying, you might want to use some deodorant? I don't know. I think that that's worse than putting a thing of deodorant on there. I don't know. What do you think? You think it's petty? Well, I didn't ask you. Next time I want your opinion, I will sneeze. No, I usually don't say sneeze. I
Personally,
usually say something worse.
and somebody said, "What about telling a coworker her perfume is too loud?"
Yeah, that's a good one because no one would ever say that before. I had a mahjong lady say that to me the other day. Um and I was kind of shocked because I don't think I put that much on. Like, there are some people who put a lot on, and I can understand if you're allergic, but that's a good that's a good one. Do you think
Well,
that's
Z
huh?
Queen has chimed in, and she
Okay.
said that that's mean and the wrong approach, and I
What, the
agree.
deodorant? The deodorant? Are you talking about the deodorant, Z Queen? Okay. If you're talking about deodorant, you are now fired as the captain of the cashew gallery. Now that's petty. That is petty. I admit it. And I'm doing it just as an example.
See,
Oh.
I think the most important thing is that it does not block your growth, because when it comes to being petty, it makes you feel good for the moment. And you want to make sure that it doesn't block your growth, because real power is when you can choose not to react. So see,
The
clarify.
Z Queen and I are going to have our first fight. Our first public fight. Welcome
Your
to
bubble.
Jean-Baptiste from Africa. Thanks for joining us. He's saying hello to you.
Hello.
I love it when they stream in from Africa. He works at a great facility started by one of my favorite guests, Frederick, who had his arms chopped off in the Rwandan genocide. And then he turned around after forgiving and opened a rehabilitation center for others who have gone through that. So that's like my favorite kind of people who do that. Take something dark and then, make it into the light. So, all right. Well, I think that I think I could probably find someone who didn't think that it was mean.
Yes.
I think I could, that saying something like that. I would rather have someone put deodorant on my desk than actually stop me and say, you might want to use some deodorant. So that's, that's me. It is interesting though. Well, no, we're not going to go there. So, okay, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, if you wanted to gift them a gift basket and it has an assortment of things as opposed to isolating it out, that's probably a nicer way to do it, as opposed to saying, hey, look, here, you need that. And so I think even a conversation, but if you don't feel comfortable with the conversation, you don't want to isolate someone. You want to do things in a caring way, in a loving way. Because when you start to isolate someone, then you make them feel small, you make them feel insecure. And you want to always think, you say, is it kind? Is it caring? And is it loving? And you're going to make them feel some type of way to be like, well, I don't need this. Or maybe they're using the wrong type of deodorant and their body chemistry isn't working well. And maybe they actually have a medical issue.
Okay. Well, I'm going to add a wrench into this. The reason why I did that for this particular person is they have a reputation of killing the messenger.
Oh.
Yes. So there's a little piece of data, and I did not want to get my head ripped off by making that suggestion. So unfortunately, I was nominated by the entire group to do that because everybody else was just saying it, behind his back. And so, yeah. So there you go. Does that change your mind?
I would still put it in a basket. That way it's not just one thing. I would do a whole gift basket, like a hygiene basket or a basket with a deodorant, and some other stuff. And then they might be a little bit more receptive. Because after you gave the deodorant, did they start using it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's also that, like, would you want someone to tell you that you have lipstick on your teeth? Yes. Would you want someone to tell you that you have spinach in your, whatever, or your
Mhm.
flies down? Yes, but I would rather, like, I wouldn't want it to be, I don't know, definitely pulling that person aside would have ended up in a full on assault, and I just didn't want to do that. But I was also, this is early on in my career, I was also very pressured by my peers to do something, and that's where that wasn't fair.
Mhm. Well, yeah,
Right.
that's true. Yeah, peer pressure, that could be another show.
Yeah. So your entire group is cowardly. Okay, thank you very much for that judgment, Z. I'll remember that the next time I make you captain. Love you too. God bless you. Bless you. No. It's this is the thing, feedback. Like, okay, so like the woman who said that thing about the perfume, right? And this is okay. I'm going to bring it all the way up here. So it used to be that whatever you order for food, you just order that for food. And it took one person who said, I'm vegan and I can't eat any of that. And then the response was, we're going to change everything to satisfy that one person. Right.
Mhm.
Right. And then 90% are like, what the fork? Right. We're doing this for one person. Same with the perfume. One person is offended by that. Do we change? Right. For
Mhm.
everyone?
No.
Okay. So when do where's that line?
Right. So I think the important thing is about balance. And
I love you so much. That's
You
awesome.
will always be the captain.
No. Anyways, yes, you definitely are the captain today with that comment. But yeah, it's not this is a great example of balance is the answer. In the old days, here's the organization, here's the individual, and you were expected to go all the way to the organization. Yeah, you're the individual. Okay. It's because of the mirror effect. So individuals are expected to follow all the rules of the organization, no matter what, because they make the rules and you're stupid. This is theory X. And you have to be told what to do. And therefore, you make all of the moves, right? And then when our field came in, organizational psychology, and we were talking about the Hawthorne effect and how people really like to have some kind of attention, positive attention, and they will do better than if you just treat them like crap. So then that was the organization has to bend to meet everybody's I can't remember which way, everybody's whim, right? Everybody's desire. Like, I want this food, I want this food, I want this food, I want a bathroom break this time, I want to come in at this time, I don't want to come in at this time. That's chaos, right? You cannot do that. There has to be a balance. But I think the medium is when you can. So if that perfume is bothering that one person, are there other perfumes you could be wearing, that aren't, or maybe I will pull back a little bit on how much perfume I'm using, which is what I did. Why? Not to please that person. And I use this in executive coaching all the time. Do you want to be effective with more people? That's all that's telling you, right? Same with the deodorant. Same with if you know that something you're doing or saying is offending someone, it's not personal. It's if you can turn that around and say, I'd like to be effective with even that person, then maybe you will change.
Absolutely. I think the key is when you're tempted to be petty or something you think might be petty, pause and ask yourself, will I feel good about this action or statement tomorrow? If the answer is yes, go for it. If the answer is no, choose power, because power is about control over yourself, not others, but yourself. And when you're deciding to proceed or not to proceed, that can be what you use as your litmus test. My scientific mind, the litmus test. So that is what you can use to decide whether or not you want to take action. Because I know when I was at church, or when I'm at church, some people, their perfume is sensitive to me. I have a lot of allergies. And I choose to not, I give a quick hug and I walk away because my nose gets to itching, I get to sneezing. So I separate myself. But at work, I know you can't do that. And I think it's okay to say, especially if you're going to be around them, say, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm sensitive to your perfume. Is it possible to wear less or wear a different one if we're going to be working together? I think it's about the tone that you use and the way in which you approach it. When you're talking to people, it's always about communication. If you're going to go up to somebody and be accusatory, you wear you. But if it's about I and how it affects me, I think it's all different. It's altogether different.
Yeah. And that's that whole what feedback is really someone offering some information that you can choose to take and heed or not. They're just saying, if you want to connect with me better, this is how you can do it, by not wearing so much perfume. But usually it comes out like, don't do that, or it really bothers me, which will, push buttons, right? So as much as you can couch it. Also, on what you were saying, asking yourself, is this going to have some consequence or ramification? in that moment, I will always say no, right? Because I want to do what I want to do. I want to say what I want to say. So I have instilled a 24-hour keep my mouth shut and restraint of text and thumb and pen and tongue. So I have a 24-hour rule where I will write an email or vent on a note in my phone and then sit on it. And the next morning, if I feel just as strongly, then I'll send it. But 88% of the time, I feel differently because I'm not in the heat of the moment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that's important because petty wins the moment, but power, it wins the war. And we have to keep that in mind. So let's not act like the moment does not feel amazing because it
Yeah.
does. It does. It feels
Yeah.
good to pop
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, for sure.
It
Yeah,
feels
I
good to
use,
clap back. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, what was
I said
that?
it feels good to clap back.
Yeah, yeah, I know. That's my favorite. You know, this one I want to say, but I don't. I say it in my head. If I look like you, I'd be miserable too. I don't say it out loud, but sometimes, you know, that's all I can do is smile and have that in my head and I feel better. But these are some happy 88 tools that I use. You know, I love playing with words. So I will ask myself, is this the hill I want to die on? That's one that will help keep my mouth shut, right? Also, drop the rope. You can't have a tug of war if you're not picking up one end. So hope that is useful for y'all. It's time for the final word.
Okay. Stay powerful and just a little bit petty. Just a little bit petty. Because it's important to know who you are, what you stand for, and what you don't want to fight for. Because all fights are not worth fighting. And once you know that, and once you realize that, you'll be okay. Like I tell my young adults, places I'm not going this year, back and forth. So make up your mantra, decide on your mantra, stand strong on your mantra, and you'll be okay and protect your peace.
My final word is intbod. INTBOAD. It's not that big of a deal. And most things are not. And you want to just make sure that you want to be in power, as Dr. Tiffany says, and be strong, but not strong smelling. That is my final word. Thank you so much. That was a lot of fun today. And Z Queen, I love you. We made up and made it through our first fight. And I just love that you come and support and also interact, as well as the rest of our wonderful cashew gallery today. Definitely made the time even go faster than it already normally does. You know the drill. It's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Dr. Marissa reporting live here in studio with doctors in the house with myself and
Dr. Tiffany Tate.
And take us out.
Now go and have the best day ever.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.